Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about ways to manage anxiety, or sometimes called anxiousness. Before I go on, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to this channel. We're always putting out new information. I'd also love to invite you to go to Yerbba.com to get your personalized report. So anxiety or anxiousness arises naturally, and it's very likely that you've already experienced this at some point in your life, even before you were diagnosed with breast cancer. Anxiety is associated with a lot of thoughts and also with physical sensations. And I'll be going through ways to manage both the thoughts that we have, the physical sensations that we experience, and talking about some ways to counteract both. Of course, one of the first ways to battle anxiety is to get more information. The unknown can cause us to be fearful and full of worry or anxiety. Understanding more about what's happening to you, what's going to happen to you, can be one of the best ways to feel more calm and grounded. One way to do that is by learning from sources like our Yerbba channel. You can go to Yerbba.com and get your own personalized report that will tell you everything that we know about your breast cancer and the types of treatments you might be offered and what to expect with those treatments. That can be really helpful. Of course, your medical team is the absolute best source of information for you because only they know you and the state of your cancer in the amount of detail that can be most helpful. Learning from other people, what they've experienced, can also be helpful, but it's important to remember that your breast cancer is likely to be different from those of the people around you. And of course, their life experiences are not the same as yours. Their ways of coping are not the same as yours, but connecting with other people who've been through it can be really helpful. So let's say you're getting all the information that you can and you're still waiting for tests that are pending or procedures to be done. What are some ways you can help yourself in the moment, and especially those moments that are really challenging, like when you're alone or when you're trying to fall asleep or when you wake up in the middle of the night? It can be hard to remember, but when you're present in your body by paying attention to your breathing, that can be one thing that can stop those spiraling thoughts and fears that you have. When we talk about breathing, what are we talking about? Well, one of the most important things to remember is that when you notice your breath and your body are always present, and focusing on your breathing and on your body can help you be present as well. A lot of the things we worry about are things that happened in the past or things that may happen in the future. Focusing on the present moment can help quiet some of those anxieties, and focusing on your breathing is a really good way to be present. There are a few different breathing techniques that can be really helpful. The one you're going to read and hear about the most is something called boxed breathing or counted breathing or square breathing. And I'd like to illustrate that for you and actually invite you to join me as I do this. So even if you're not anxious right now, or you're watching this for somebody else going through this, this is a good practice to get into. So boxed breathing or square breathing means that you're going to inhale for 4 breaths. Do that with me. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, then hold your breath for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then exhale in an even way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then hold your breath for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do that again and again until you feel calm. Some people change the interval to 7 breaths in, hold for 2, exhale for 4, hold for 2. Play around with what works for you. The goal is to focus on your breathing, quiet through all the things that are on your mind, and by paying attention to your breathing, you can be really focused. The next thing I'd love you to introduce is a visualization along with the breathing. Visualization means actually picturing something in your mind's eye. You might have a favorite place. For me, I'll share it's a lake near the ocean at Martha's Vineyard. And there's a particular place and a particular day I remember being so happy and peaceful. You may have your other ideas. It might be walking in the forest. It might be a favorite chair in a room in your apartment or your house. It might be a scene that you can bring to mind that helps you relax. So let's right now have you imagine being in a place of total calm and serenity. You can close your eyes if you want. Bring yourself there. Be there now in this moment. And then you can do that box breathing again. Just to remind you, that's 4 breaths in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Picture where you are. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you feel it and see it and smell it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold again for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may want to pause this video and just keep practicing till you get accustomed to that rhythm, whatever rhythm works for you. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is something we call grounding. Basically, you want to feel grounded in your body and in your present experience. So one common way to do this is to look around you and identify everything that's, for example, green. See if you can find 5 things that are green, or 5 things that are blue or pink or white. And as you look around the room, name those things that fit that color. So you can look around and count 4 things that are a certain color, 4 things that are gold, 4 things that are green, 4 things that are fuzzy. The other thing you can do is do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have many senses, but the 5 senses we think of most often, I'd love you to look at 5 things you can see, and you can name them out loud right now. You can see something in the immediate area around you. Then you can think of 4 things that you can hear. Might be the fan or air conditioner around you, or a bird, or voices in another room. 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can feel. Pay attention to your body. What do you feel in your body? Do you feel something on your legs or arms? If you put your hands in your lap, what do you feel? Then, of course, we have smell. What are 2 things you can smell in the area around you? If you're outside, can you smell flowers or the trees or the earth? Can you smell your coffee or tea sitting next to you? And then the last one is taste. Is there something you can taste? Sometimes what we smell we can taste, so that might be your coffee, or you might smell something in your mouth, sweet that you have, or mint from your toothpaste, or another flavor. So those are grounding techniques. What's around you can bring you into the present moment. This works really well if you are really anxious and you're finding your breathing and your heart rate are speeding up, or you're cold and clammy, or you're sweating. Another thing that can be really helpful is remember another time in your life that you were anxious and you were able to find a way to help yourself. So think back to another time in your life that you were really, really anxious. What helped you in those moments? Those are strengths that you have, your experiences and your strengths that you've had to deal with your whole life can be here for you again. This is an unknown time in your life. You've never maybe faced this before, but what helped get you through? It might be drawing or it might be writing. One thing that can be very helpful is writing. All those things that I was saying to notice, things around you, you can write those down. There's something about connecting the pen to paper that can be so therapeutic, even more than writing on a keyboard or tapping into your phone. Writing things down slows us down. You can slow down your thoughts. And one thing you can do is just write down everything that's on your mind. Get it out there on the page. You might think this is going to make it worse because then it's in black and white, but it actually can be really helpful to slow down those racing thoughts. Write down everything you're afraid of, everything you're anxious about. You can write down things like breathe. You can write down boxed breathing, something to connect you with the act of writing, and again, on paper. It doesn't have to be nice paper or a special journal. It can just be that art of connecting the pen or pencil or marker or crayon with a piece of paper. If words fail you, you can draw or create shapes on the paper, patterns that can be really helpful. You can write prompts in your journal, like, what is causing me to have anxiety right now? Ask yourself questions and then answer them. What do I need right now? You can write that down and then answer, what do you need? You can be really surprised at what you can do to resource yourself. And then last, of course, reach out to support. Reach out to people who have or haven't been through this. Make sure you find people who won't tell you it's no big deal. Of course, finding support that meets you where you are is the most important thing. You can ask your medical team, is there somebody you can connect with? You may have a nurse or infusion nurse or social worker you can connect with. All of these things will help you gain some sense of control over your anxiety. And then the other thing is, just remember, it's going to pass. It can feel like it's going to last forever, but it will pass. I hope this has been helpful. Drop a comment or question below. What's been helpful to you that you want to share with the Yerbba community? And as always, thank you for watching.